Find other great podcasts like this one at podmoth.network.
Hey, podcast lovers. My name is Hayley, and I run the Don't Identify podcast. I have been passionate about helping the unidentified get their names back ever since I found out I lived within miles of where Sherry Ann Jarvis, formerly known as the Walker County Jane Doe, was found. In my podcast, I tell the stories and provide information about unidentified people in hopes of reaching their loved ones and getting their names back. So come join me and help me advocate for these people. You never know, you could recognize someone's story.
Hey, what's up, you guys?
I am Kathryn.
And I'm Hayley.
And we are Saturdays for the Ghouls,
a Podmoth podcast.
And we are so happy that you're here with us today. It's just the Ghoul friends, no one else. So I hope you're excited to see.
I apologize.
Oh, wait a second. No. They should be happy that, it's finally just the Ghoul friends. Just us Ghoul friends gabbing.
The Ghoul friends back in action.
Ghoul friends.
Oh my gosh. Is that a bird? It's a plane. It's the Ghoul friends.
It's the Ghoul friends. We hope that you had a lovely, safe, and happy Halloween. If you guys did not see, on Halloween, we released a bonus spook of some campfire stories from our guests last month. If you didn't see it, check it out. If you did see it, hope you liked it. And we're talking about true crime today.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
My favorite.
Would you like to hop into it? Do you have anything to tell the spooky babes? We've kind of been far from them for quite a while because we were, we had guests. We really can't, you can't like hang out with guests,
Spooky babes, we did miss you. And again, hopefully you had a good Halloween.
Yeah, hopefully you had a good Halloween. And if you guys dressed up, please send us your costumes on Instagram. Send us a picture of your costumes because I think that would be totally fun to see all your guys' costumes. I did not dress up for actually Halloween or any day before or after. What did you dress up as?
Me?
Yeah, you've had like multiple costumes this season.
Okay. So my first one, it was kind of lazy, but it was a special request from Kathryn. She wanted me to be sexy Ghostface. And boy, did that what I gave her. And then my second outfit, which I was the most proud of, and Kathryn helped me with the makeup, and she was my hype man.
It was so cute, though.
It was a DIY emo Chucky. Okay, hear me out. There's this bar that my boyfriend and I go to, and they have events every now and then, and they have one called Emo Night. And it was like a Halloween party. But on the overalls, you know how Chucky's a good guy doll, right? I put sad guys.
Yeah.
It was a huge hit, actually.
But I really love the Chucky one. And I'm always down for a good hot ghost face.
Yeah, I know you are.
Hot ghost face. I got this advanced copy of He Who Haunts Me, and it's by Henna Belray. And she's on TikTok. And so if you've ever seen her TikTok account, you know exactly what this book is about. And it's almost like hot ghost face fan fiction. But oh my gosh. I've only gotten like 2 chapters in, and there's already like a big spice scene. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just because like I've gotten through all the hype from her TikToks, but I don't know. I just think it's such a good read and like fun and spicy.
Mm-hmm.
So if you like spicy books, I don't know when it's releasing, but I guess I'll keep you posted. It's a good book so far. Anyway, do you want to talk about true crime yet?
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about the Disappearance of the McStay Family. Okay, so the McStay family includes all of these people. Joseph McStay, 40 years old. He is an entrepreneur who sells indoor water fountains and does a lot of construction work. And then his wife, her name is Summer McStay. She's 43 years old and a real estate agent. And they have two sons, Gianni and Joseph Jr. And in the winter of 2009, they moved to Fallbrook, California, into a community known as the Friendly Village. And I know, I put in like the column next to it. I said, what kind of Stepford shit is that? Anyway.
Red flags.
Right? So in February of 2010, during a phone conversation with his dad, he said Joseph said he was in a hurry and he had to go to a lunch meeting with his business partner, Charles Chase Merritt, or he goes by Chase Merritt. He was his business associate, and Chase said that Joseph was his best friend, even though they just they were acquaintances when they started working together, but they grew to be good friends, and they played paintball together, and they shared dinner a few nights a week. Chase was also the last person Joseph called before they disappeared. And Summer's last call was to her sister, who had recently had her first baby, or a new baby. After 5:47, Joseph and Summer were never heard from again. And around 7:45 p.m., a neighborhood surveillance camera captures the bottom 18 inches of a vehicle at the McStay's house. Investigators say that this was the McStay's family car, which was a 1996 Isuzu Trooper. The camera was not able to see who was in the car, just that there was a car. Like, they could only see the bottom part because, you know, their surveillance cameras focused on their property, probably not the McStay's, and so they could only see the bottom part, a bottom 18 inches of a vehicle. At 8:28 p.m., there was a phone call made to Chase Merritt that went to voicemail. Chase mentioned that he ignored the phone call because he was watching a movie. I would love to have known what movie was like too important to answer your best friend's call, though.
Right.
That's not a best friend to me. Bitch, you'd make your boyfriend pause a movie for me to if I called you.
I would.
And you have. Over the next several days, relatives of the McStays, like their parents and their siblings, unsuccessfully tried to contact the family. On February 8th, 2010, the family's car was found near the Mexico border, and it was taken to impound at that time as an abandoned vehicle. It was believed to have been parked there between 5:30 and 7 that evening, but the prior whereabouts of the car, they didn't know between the 4th and the 8th.
Right. Okay.
On February 13th, their extended families were positive that the McStays would not go away without telling anyone. And Joseph's brother, Michael, went to their house to see if they could find them or find any clues. Michael entered through a window in their house and was trying to search for the family. The family was gone. The dogs were tied up in the backyard. There was rotting food in the kitchen, and Summer's prescription glasses were supposedly left at the house. All of those things made it seem like they weren't planning on leaving either. You know?
Right. I would not leave my dog.
I would definitely not leave my dogs tied up in the backyard. That's for sure. On February 15th, which was just a couple days later, Michael, his brother, called the San Diego Sheriff's Department and reported the McStays as missing. But on the 19th, the detectives obtained a search warrant and searched the family home, but they found no evidence of forced entry and no foul play. But it did appear they left the house in like a hurry because there was like a carton of eggs left on the counter, And on the sofa were two small bowls, like children's bowls of popcorn, which kind of seemed like a fun family night in, right? Popcorn
Right.
on the sofa, maybe probably a movie. A few days later, on the 23rd of February, investigators theorized, as I said before, that the McStay family fled to Mexico. And so they told Interpol, which is an international criminal police organization, and they are an intergovernmental organization of 195 countries that can come together and work on cases that cover more than one country.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, they told Interpol to be on the lookout for the McStay family in Mexico. Around that same date, flyers were also distributed out in the area, see if they could find anything from up above. On March 5th, there was a video released by the deputies showing a group of people who looked like the McStay family walking together into Mexico through the border gate. The video was dated around 7 p.m. on February 8th, which is technically when the car was found. There were also unconfirmed sightings of the family where they reported in Mexico and even elsewhere, perpetuating hope that they were still safe and that they had only left voluntarily. On April 2nd, the FBI joined the investigation. Investigators said they had found emails indicating that the family was interested in obtaining passports to travel to Mexico. Also, the investigators found searches on the family's computer for what documents do children need for traveling to Mexico and Spanish language lessons. We're going to fast forward to November of 2010, and through the family email, Patrick, his dad, Joseph's dad, reports some suspicious activity by his business partner, Chase. But the possible leads that he submits to them turned out to be a dead end from their investigation. A few years later, also in November on the 11th, a motorcyclist finds human remains in the deserts near Victorville, California, 100 miles north of where the McStay family home is. Investigators are rushed to the scene. The remains are found in two shallow graves. They contain multiple human remains in each grave. A 3-pound sledgehammer and a cord was also buried with the remains. A couple days later, the cause of death was found, and it was blunt force trauma to the head. The remains were confirmed by dental records, and they believe the victims were tortured before they were killed as well. The bodies that were identified were unfortunately Joseph and Summer McStay, and the other remains are believed to be their children. His brother Michael said at a press conference, "It gives us courage to know that they were together and they're in a better place. And it's been a tough road." And Joseph's father, Patrick, said, I have faith. I have faith in Chase because I have faith in my son. And I believe that Joseph trusted Chase and believed in Chase. Do I think Chase is involved? I don't think so. And I truly hope not. When he was asked if he thinks that Chase is to blame in the situation. Now we're fast forwarding. It's a murder case now because they've been found. Their bodies have been found. Months later, in November of 2014, Chase was arrested for the murders of Summer and Joseph, Gianni, and Joseph Jr. McStay. Chase owed, at the time that they went missing, Chase owed Joseph McStay $42,000. And there was DNA matching Chase that was found on the steering wheel of the car and the gear shift of the McStay's vehicle that was abandoned. And Chase claimed that he had lunch with Joseph, and at the time when he had lunch with Joseph, Joseph had given him physical copies of checks to pay for some projects that they were working on. But the metadata, that all-important metadata that we find a lot of loopholes in, says that actually the checks were not written that day, but he was forging checks through the business even after the McStays went missing. So maybe Chase is not who he says he is. betrayed by the best friend. Damn.
Jeez.
So Chase's defense attorney filed a request to have the case dismissed because of wording that the prosecution used when the charges were filed. The prosecutors had said that Chase had a gambling problem and, again, was forging checks, and that he forged a total of $21,000 on Joseph's business account the days following when the family had been taken, or they disappeared. Then he went on a gambling spree, supposedly in a nearby casino, and lost thousands of dollars. This case was also delayed because Chase went through 5 different attorneys because he kept firing his legal counsel, which was
wow.
Other red flags that do not bode well for Chase is that during an interview only 2 weeks after they disappeared, Chase made some interesting comments. Chase talked about his friend in the past tense. When asked why he was speaking in the past tense, he made it seem like he didn't even realize he was talking like that. And you know what? That's the grand thing about your brain, is that when you know that it's past tense, you talk about it past tense. But when you don't know and you have hope that they're still out there alive, you're not going to talk about them in past tense. And then throughout the interview, he was talking about how he was the last person Joseph called that day. And he said something, now this was not really a quote, but it was along the lines of, he was definitely the last person who saw Joseph alive. He said something like that during the interview that was along the lines of, I was the definitely last person that saw him alive. And you would never know definitely that you were the last person unless you were the last person that saw him alive.
Mm-hmm.
Chase's trial begins, and the prosecutors have found that greed was considered to be a good enough motive for the murders to start trial. And that was on January 7th of 2019. So he did delay it quite a bit till the 2019. That was 15 to the 19. That's like 4 years.
Jeez. And they went missing in 2009?
They went missing in 2010.
2010.
Yeah.
That's when they moved, in 2009.
Yeah. And on June 10th, 2019, 6 months later, the jury found Chase guilty of murdering the McStay family.
Oh, good.
The jury recommended that he was sentenced to death for his crimes. And so, on January 21st, 2020, Chase, at 62 years old, was sentenced to life in prison for murdering Joseph McStay, and he was given the death penalty for killing Summer, Gianni, and Joseph Jr. And today, Chase is on San Quentin death row, and he's still waiting for his death penalty.
Jeez.
In San Quentin. That's the story of the McStay family.
Damn.
Like the fucking betrayal. I'm pretty sure that Chase, though, claims he's still innocent. Don't they all? Like they're always like, I didn't fucking do it.
And who did?
I bet you, and this is all speculation, I don't know anything about the details and anything, but I bet you when he took them, he searched those things on their computer.
Mm-hmm.
Because the other thing is that I read this while I was researching, is that if they left to Mexico, they had like $100,000 in their bank account and nothing moved in their bank account, like their personal banks. Nothing, no money moved after they were disappeared, which kind of makes it seem that you would have gotten money. You would have used the money you had if you were going to go to Mexico,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess there doesn't seem that there would have been a reason that they would have even fled to Mexico in the first place. There was no warrants out. And Chase also, I mean, this is not to say that once you're a criminal, you're always a criminal, but he had a record when he met Joseph of other things. And I mean, he didn't kill anyone that we knew of yet, but he'd already probably done some time or something. I don't know exactly what his other charges were that he had on his record, but they had just mentioned that in one of the articles that I read, that he had prior convictions, is maybe what they said. But anyway, it's very sad that the family passed away, but
sad.
his family, Joseph's family, is finally happy that they have some resolution, though, even though it's obviously not what they wanted. But it's good to have the peace that comes with that. It took them over 10 years to figure it out, to get it all done.
Mm-hmm.
Like 2010 to 2020.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay, so when you said disappearance, I was like, oh, it's gonna be like a cold case or something. Like, we just don't know where they are. And then you said the bodies, and I was like, no.
No. I know. See, okay, so I intentionally am occasionally misleading.
I know. You manipulate me.
I would like it to be some sort of mystery.
Right.
Also, you know what I feel? I feel like Hayley and I have been talking about like the evolution of our podcast and what we want to do with it, and what, everything like that. I feel like after every other episode we do, I feel like happy and I feel good about like talking about a horror movie with my best friend, talking about spooky places. And then after the true crime episodes, I'm like, that's the story. That's why sometimes I'm always like, let's stop doing the true crime ones, because I'm like, it's like at the end, you're just like, wow, okay. Like, you just have to sit there with like the fact that you just heard a traumatizing, like horrible, horrific event.
Yeah.
And none of the other
true.
like the movies, even if they are based on like a real thing, it's never like that at the end. Like, that's Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Like, that was a great movie. Like, I don't know.
Well, I think the thing is we can actually make fun of the movies and stuff without feeling like pieces of shit.
Right. We try to, be as respectful as possible when we talk about true crime. At least this one had a resolution. I could have given you one that didn't have a resolution, which I was looking at today.
Oh my god!
And I was
been like, no.
I feel like I feel like I can't bring you one that doesn't have a resolution. I've given you a couple cold cases, and like I just feel like it's like holding in a sneeze, and like you don't feel complete at the end. And
that's true.
Speaking of the evolution of our podcast, we're going to talk to you guys about something. So we are going to put a hold on our campfire episodes, and we're going to bring you exactly what I know you guys want: more movies. Now, I didn't get that from like maybe one person. But you know what? That's enough for me.
One validation.
You know how like YouTubers or something are like, you've been asking me about this, like, and that was probably like one comment on their YouTube video, but they're like, it's enough. Like, you've been asking for a house tour, like one person maybe asked for a house tour, like those kinds of things. Anyway, you've been asking for more movies, and we're bringing it to you. So you're going to get your normal true crime with Kathryn, and your horror movie with Hayley, and your spooky time with both of us. And you're going to get a thrilling movie chosen by Kathryn for your last week of the month. I mean, crime movie here. Maybe we'll watch Elf Christmas, though.
Yeah. It could be any movie she wants.
It's literally dealer's choice, and I'm the dealer here. So it's fun time, maybe spooks, maybe not, but a fun time shall be had. So in 4 weeks, you'll be with me again talking about a movie.
For those of you listening that don't know, This is mine and Kathryn's birth month.
Oh my gosh.
Our birthdays are this month. And I just remembered.
Yeah. Our birthdays are in like 3 weeks. So tell us happy birthday, bitches. I'm sorry.
Our
that was rude.
birthdays. Okay.
Love you.
It makes it easy because our birthdays are a day apart.
Yes.
So hers will be on Sunday and mine will be on Monday.
Yes.
The 20th and the
And the
21st.
21st. We're birthday sisters.
Not twins.
Not twins. It's our birthdays this month, so be nice to us and say happy birthday.
Say happy birthday to your favorite cool friends. Woo, woo.
Woo, woo. I hope you guys enjoyed our true crime day.
Happy first week of November.
Happy November month. It's our birthday month. Woo. And spooky babes. Squeeze the day. We hope you have a great our birthday month. And if it's your birthday month too, no, it's not. Go fuck yourself.
Hey,
and I'm just kidding.
Like,
also, if you're a November Scorpio, you get a bad rap, and I apologize for that. It's not really my fault, but like, no, you know what? We support you with whatever horoscope you are, because you know what? You create your own destiny, not your horoscope.
Exactly.
And we love you. And drink your water today. And
eat foods.
Eat some food, because bitch, I know you didn't eat breakfast today. So eat a breakfast, eat a lunch, and eat a dinner. And we will see you
in your nightmares. Okay. Smack my ass like a drum.